I appreciate all of you being here. This is supposed to be the 7 pillars of health. This is the exercise evening. So I'm Dr. Hizon. Most of you kind of know me. I'm a family sports medicine doctor. So I appreciate you all being here. And we're going to be talking about a topic that is near and dear to my heart, being a sports medicine specialist. So in general, we're going to be talking about, I call it exercise or movement or activity, whatever you want to call it. I believe, and this is what this whole course is about, and I appreciate Justin and Margaret being here. They're the medical students from UCR. Can you guys give them a round of applause? So, because of them, we're doing this. But they're filming it so that we can put it up online. So, doing family and sports medicine for a long time now, I think there's 7 pillars to health. I think there's nutrition, activity, sleep. I think there's light environment. Water, your electromagnetism you're around, and community engagement. So each week we'll kind of take you through each one of them, sort of my version of it. And then there are some evaluations. Anything that I can improve on this, let me know, because that's our goal, is to, frankly, translate the research into resources for all of us so that we can do a better job with our health, especially in treating chronic diseases. As you know, the big, vast majority of the problems with medicine right now are chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, stroke, Alzheimer's, the Parkinson-type neurodegenerative stuff. Also, obesity or diobesity, and then chronic pain and opiate addiction, all those things. So it turns out there's not a quick fix for that, but it's literally lifestyle, and that's what we're trying to teach. So I call my practice Motion Medical Group because I do really think that motion is medicine, that if you can learn how to move, you can live a long and happy life. And then motion affects emotion. You all know that you're not really happy unless you're kind of moving. If you're locked up, you get kind of grumpy. And so motion definitely is an antidepressant. Interestingly, they've even done studies at the YMCA that if you go to the YMCA and work out, you're less depressed. And you make beta endorphins and dopamine and all the stuff we get from medicines like Prozac and that kind of stuff. But they've even had a cute little sort of randomized study where they just ate lunch at the YMCA. They didn't actually exercise. They just got out of their house, went to the YMCA and ate, and they felt better. So that sort of idea that we need to keep moving is important. And I think especially if anyone has any sort of mental health challenges, there's no disease that's not improved with low-level exercise. Motion improves your memory. So when this is sort of transparency, but when I got into medical school at UC San Diego, I knew I wasn't the sharpest, sort of tool in the shed there, because over a third of the class already had a doctorate in something else. And so for me to compete, I had to do everything. And one of the things I did was distance running. So that's when I started doing marathons, because if you run or you do some sort of chronic thing, it is neogenic for your brain. It improves your brain function. And so if you think of high school, the top GPAs is always the cross-country team and the swim team. Partly because they don't hit their heads like the football players do, and the wrestlers and those sort of folks. But also just that chronic exercise is quite helpful for your brain. So I split exercise into 2 kinds. There is the cardio exercise. So that's like you're running, you're walking, you're cycling. And then there's resistance exercise. And then when you look at that, there's sort of 2 kinds of cardio. There's what I call LSD, and those from the 60s, it's not that kind of LSD. It's long, slow distance. So that's very helpful for your body. Your body likes that. Literally, you go out for a walk to clear your mind. And I have a little article there about how good it is for brain function. So if you want a better brain, do some LSD, not the drug, but the motion, and just go out and clear your mind. Do something rhythmic, frankly, something mindless that your body can then sort of adapt, and it really, really improves brain function. Now, the other option besides that is to consider doing HIIT, and you'll hear that called high-intensity training. And so that's where you do heart rate variability, and you can get your heart rate up and then recover, and it's what we used to call sprints back in the day, or interval work. Actually, the runners call it fartlicking, which sounds really bad, but it's actually a Swedish name about speed play. So I do this with Cycle Bar, which is one of the places in town, and you have a heart rate monitor, and you can just play around with all of that. So I encourage you not to do this if you're just starting out.